Okay, so in yesterday's session, we were started discussing about roles. In roles, like we have set up some basic roles and we have seen how to work with that roles. Okay, how roles is enabling the record sharing. We have seen all those things. Okay, in today's session, right? So we are just going to share, okay, the records from this ATO to CFO, right? So this ATO and CFO, they don't have any relationships. Okay. And you know that sharing settings or OWD is private for account. Okay. So account records by default will not visible to anyone. Okay. Now my client is requesting that this ATO associate records, okay, should get shared to CFO. Okay, so here, for example, as you know that user 3 is ATO, so that means user 3 account is the record, right? So this record should be visible to user 5. Okay, so this is the concept. So how we can do that? So by default, as you can see, if we have hierarchy, the access level is enabled. Okay, but they don't have anything related to the hierarchy. How we can set up the visibility? So that we will cover it in today's session. Okay. So in OWD, we have a option. Okay. We have a option called sharing rules. Okay. So this will be there for all the objects. So if you search in sharing settings, in sharing settings, you can see there are sharing rules section. Okay, under sharing rules section you can see all the sharing rules, right? So we are dealing with account, right? So you need to create a new sharing rule. Okay, what is the condition that we need to clear it? Okay, so here ATO, right? Let me remove this. Okay, so here ATO is there, right? ATO is one role, correct? So if anyone from this role, if they are creating, okay, so visibility should enable to this role. Okay, so we are sharing the records based on roles. Okay, this is the first level of sharing. So create new sharing rules. Okay, and here this one you can name it as CFO sharing, right? Because we are sharing the records to CFO, right? And here you can see two options. One is based on owner and one more is based on criteria. Okay. So here we are going to share based on owner. We are not going to check any condition. Okay. So if this role, okay, anyone from this role, if they are creating the records, it should be shared to this role. Okay. So here you can see roles option, right? So select the records Okay, select which records to be shared. And here the role is from ATO. Okay, from ATO. Okay, select the users to whom you need to share. Again, select the roles, share with CFO, right? So this is what we planned, right? So this is how we can enable the sharing. Okay, and you need to select the access level for account, which access you want to give. Okay, so you can give either read, okay, or read write. Okay, so similarly, this you cannot be changed. Why? I You can change here, okay, but this will not work. As you know that for user 3, user 4, user 5, right? We used mm, where is user 4, user 3, user 5 license? Okay, so user 4, user 3, user 5, we use the license called Salesforce platform, right? Salesforce platform will be having limited access. They won't be having access to opportunities and cases. So even if you share, they won't be having visibility. So ignore about these two. Okay. Once once it's done, right? You need to save this. Okay. So now we will test it out. Okay. So how we can test it? First thing is we need to create some records with this role. Okay. Or you already know that. Okay. You already know that this record, like they have created already this record called user 3 account. There is one account record which is already there. Okay, now we will log in as user 5. Okay, we need to see whether this user 3 record is visible to user 5 or not. Okay, let's check that. We'll go to users. Okay, so for testing purpose, what I will do, okay, I will create one more record with user 3. Log in as user 3. Go to accounts, create new record. Okay, here I'll give it as user 3 account 2, and I'll create one more record, user 3 account 3, right? So totally three records are there which is created by user 3. Okay, now we'll log out and we'll log in as user 5. Okay, now we logged in as a user 5. We'll check with the account object, right? The entire user 3 accounts is visible to user 5, right? Okay, and we have one more option. Okay, whatever we have done, right? In sharing rules, okay, we have two types of sharing. One is manual sharing and one is automatic sharing. Okay, the sharing rules and automatic sharing both are same. Okay, so instead you can remember like this. We have two types of sharing. One is manual sharing, one is automatic sharing. Okay, this automatic sharing is nothing but sharing rules, what we have done right now. Okay, now what is manual sharing? Automatic sharing, you are not sharing any records. Okay, by default, if you create a sharing rule, right, whichever the ATO records is there, it's automatically getting shared with this other roles, right? Okay, now what is manual sharing? So manual sharing means, okay, like sharing single record. Okay, sharing single record to others. Okay, for example, um, we have user 5 account, right? We have user 5 account. User 5 will not be visible to anyone, right? User 5 account will not be visible to anyone. As this is private, user 5 will not be visible to anyone. Okay, now what we'll do? We will create, we will do one manual sharing, okay, and we'll share the account to y- this CTO section, okay. We will share this um, user 5 account to CTO, okay. So CTO or CTO, any one of the user called user 4, sorry, we'll share it to user 4, okay, to this department. Okay, how to do that? So first you need to log in as a desired user. Okay, so first log in as a user 5. Okay, and then you need to see like which record, which is the required information, which is the required data that should, that to be shared. Okay, so here consider that user 5 account that we need to share it. Okay, so I just open the account, right? And from here you can see there is a sharing option, right? So click on this share. Now it's asking to which user you want to share. Okay, either you can share it to role, okay, either you can share it to a specific user, okay, either you can share it to public groups. I'll just come to this public group later. Okay, now, okay, as per this, you can consider anything. Either you can share it to user 4, okay, or we can share it to this department. Okay, anything you can take it as uh, input. Okay, so or you can take it both. First I'll share it to user 4 and second I'll share it to department, or in other way, first you can share it to department CTO and second you can share it to user 4. So similar way, just search this role, okay, search for CTO, okay, and then you need to save it. And second one, you can search for user 4, right? Anything is fine. User 4, okay. If you want to add roles, if you want to add users, okay, and share the access level, right, and save it, right, it is saved. Okay, how to verify this one? Again log out. Okay, now log in as CTO. Here CTO is user 4, right? So log in as user 4. Now we'll go to account. So let's check on all accounts. You can see, right, user 5 account is visible to user 4. Okay, what we have done currently, which is nothing but manual sharing. Okay, so hope it is clear, right? So let me know if you have any doubts or if you need any clarifications before moving further. So next one, in sharing rules itself, what we have done is a role based sharing, right? So in sharing rules we have two types. Okay, one is based on owner, right? Second one is based on criteria. Okay, what we have done is based on owner, right, based on role or based on owner. Okay, whichever you can consider, you can consider it. So second one, based on criteria, we have one more option, right? For this, okay, what we will do, we will learn one option. Okay, we will learn one option called public groups. Okay, just I'm introducing a word called public groups. What is public groups? Okay, public groups, it's very simple. Okay, so till now, whatever we have seen, it will act as a single user, user one, user two, user three. Public groups, which is a group of users. Okay, so group of users can do the same task instead of using single user. Okay, group of users. So we'll see how to create a public group and how to work it out. Okay, first we'll create public group. So go to setup, log out as test user, log in as admin, right? Now here you can search for public groups, right? So in public groups, okay, here you can see select new public group. Okay, once you select new public group, okay, here you can add the list of users in this group. Okay, first you can create any name of the group. Okay, so the name of the group you can give anything. I'll give it as mhm, okay, Bangalore group. Okay, Bangalore group. And now, so who are the users that you want to include in Bangalore group? Okay, so you can see all the users. Okay, I can include like this. Okay, I can include like this and I can save it. Okay, so now I have created public groups, right? So I have group of users. This public groups, okay, this will come in so many places. We'll see one by one. Before that, we will just see one use case. The use case is, suppose say that if account, okay, if the account city is Bangalore, okay, if the account city is Bangalore, then okay, then share the record, then share the record to Bangalore group. Okay, this is the use case. Now there is one condition. If the account city is Bangalore, okay, so this will become on based on criteria. Okay, criteria is nothing but condition, right? So previously we have done based on owner. This is nothing but based on owner. Okay, so now we are going to do based on criteria. Okay, so clearly the requirement is if the account city is Bangalore. Okay, so let me be little specific. Instead of mentioning city, okay, if the account billing city, okay, because in account you can see two cities, not two cities, three cities. Billing city, mailing city, other city, something will be there. Okay, so if account billing city is Bangalore, right, then this record should be shared to Bangalore public group. Okay, we'll see how to do that. So again, go to sharing settings. Okay, and you have sharing rules here. Click on new sharing rule. Okay, so this is Bangalore record sharing. Okay, and here previously we have left it with the default option. Now we will select based on criteria. Okay, the condition is billing city, right? The account billing city is Bangalore, right? Then share with this records. Previously we shared with roles. Okay, now we are sharing with the public group, right? With read write access or any access. Save it, right? Okay, so now this sharing rule we have created it. Okay, now it is there. Okay, we have to be specific with this city name. Okay, so if this city equals Bangalore, then it will share it to Bangalore group. Okay, irrespective of the any users. Okay, anyone can create the records. Okay, anyone can create records. Okay, based on the condition. Okay, the record will get assigned. So I'll go to accounts as admin itself. Okay, I'll creating one new account. Okay, this I will just give it as admin account itself. Okay, here you can see billing city, right? Billing city is Bangalore, and I'll save it. Okay, now we'll see whether this record is shared or not. Okay, how we can check it out? Either we can log in as user 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, and we can see whether it got shared to them or not. Okay, that is one way. Another way is, okay, however you are doing manual sharing, right? You really don't need to share. Just click on sharing. Okay, edit. Okay, so you can see by default this is already is in sharing. Okay, this record to whom it got shared, that we can see it here. Okay, so this record is already shared to Bangalore group. Okay, so this is called criteria based sharing. Okay, so in types of sharing, okay, we have two types. One is criteria based, one is owner based. Okay, sorry, in types of sharing we have two sharings. One is manual sharing, one second one is sharing rules. Okay, manual sharing, just sharing a single record to other users or other departments. Okay, or other roles, or you can share it to other public groups also. Either if you want to share any records to public groups. Okay, for example, I have this record, right? I want to share this record to specific public group. Okay, here click on public group. Okay, you will get a group here, and if you click on save, it will get shared. Okay, to verify that, click on sharing again. Here click on this edit button. You can see to whom this record got shared, right? Okay, hope it's clear. So in owner based sharing, you can share, I mean in manual sharing, you can share it to either a role or public group or user, right? You can share the single record to anyone. So in sharing rules, right, you have two types. One is owner based sharing and another one is criteria based sharing. Owner based sharing, again, based on roles or based on public groups, right? You can share it. Criteria based sharing means it will check some condition. Okay, based on the condition, it will share either to users or public groups or roles or anyone. Okay, so this is called sharing. Okay, now next one we'll see about ownership transfer. Okay, so ownership transfer means, okay, if you take any records, okay, if you take any records, you can see owners, you can see owner field. Okay, owner field can be anyone. Okay, either by default the person who is creating the record, they will become a owner, right? Or if they want to change the owner, they can click on this change owner button. Okay, this is manual change. Okay, this is manual change. to whom you want to change the owner. Okay, so choose the record. Okay, and here you can see there are a lot of options. Okay, these options are straightforward. Okay, so transfer the open opportunities to other users. Okay, so this is to whom you are sharing, it will get shared. So transfer the account owner closed opportunities. Okay, if the opportunity is closed, I mean, if the status is closed, that is also will get shared. Even open cases, owners cases. Okay, if you want to transfer all, you need to select all and then you need to click on change owner. Okay, so by clicking change owner, here you can see owner will get changed. Okay, what I did right now, okay, this is just manual transfer, right? S- Okay, and here you got some new information called ownership transfer, right? And now, who can be the owner of the record? Second question. Who are all can be owner of the record? Okay, either either any users, okay, or any queue members. Okay, either any users who can be the owner, either any users or queue members. Okay, now here I am introducing a new term called queues, right? Queues. Okay, so previously we have seen something called public groups. Okay, now we'll see about queues. What is a queue? Okay, queue is also a group of users. Okay, so public group is also a group of users. Queue is also a group of users. So then what is the difference between both? Okay, so let me explain the concept of queue. Okay, so that you will get to know what is meant by queues. Okay, so now say that I'm running a um, insurance office. Okay, I'm running a insurance office. Now I have some insurance policies. Okay, someone from Bangalore. Okay, dialing some customer care numbers. Okay, some 1800 numbers, some numbers they are dialing it, and they are connected to some agents, right? So you know that, right? When you are connecting to any agents, what would be their first question? Even in automated phone system, right? Before connecting to agent, you will be connected to automated phone system. Okay, so what would be your first question? In order to continue with in English, press 1, right? In order to continue with other languages, press 2, right? So first language preference will be there. Okay. For example, okay, um, if you're dialing, okay, where this will get connected, okay, this line will get connected to some centralized servers, right? You really don't know where it will get connect. So they have some centralized servers, it will get connected to that. Okay. Now this call should get routed. Okay, this call should get routed to the proper agents, right? So for that we need to choose the language. Suppose say that I'll choose some language. Okay, that means it will route to some agents who knows that specific language, right? So it should go to that specific language. Okay, say that I have some departments in Bangalore. Okay, so I need to keep that as a queue. Okay, so within this queue, there would be lots of users. Okay, now anyone from this user can answer that call. Okay, so this is one phone automated system. Okay, now second one. Okay, second use case. Okay, this is one example. Second use case. I'll log in into website. Okay, some insurance website, www dot some insurance website. Okay, I'll log in, and once I log in, I'll fill all details. Okay, and I'll submit. Okay, the moment I submit all the details, okay, they will be having some conditions, like suppose, okay, if the city is Bangalore, okay, then assign this to Bangalore sales queue. Okay, so this would be the thing, or Bangalore queue, anything. Okay, it may be a sales queue, or it may be a service queue, right? Or anything. So this would be the case. Okay, now what I will do, I'm receiving a call. Okay, I'm handling the call. Okay, suppose say that here in Salesforce term, okay, we have one object called lead object, right? So lead means, okay, suppose say that I have a product. The product may be policy, okay, insurance policy, or maybe any products, any electronic products or anything. I am interested to purchase the policy. That means I am a lead. Either I'm purchasing or not, doesn't matter. If I'm planning to purchase, okay, I like this phone. I want to purchase. That means I am a lead. Okay. So either I am purchasing or not, but I'm showing the interest, right? I'm a lead. Okay. So that's why you can see in lead object. Okay, so this entire objects information I will just give later. For now you can learn only about lead. Okay, if you take lead, right, if you open any record, right, if you open any record, if you try to change the owner, right, here you can see users and queues, right, you have one option called queues, right. So here we don't have any queues now. We will create queues. Okay, how to create queues? So search for queues. However, you are searching for public groups, search for queues. Select new queue, and here you can give the name of the queue, right? And queue can be for only the specific objects. Okay, so I told you, right? So why we are creating queue? Okay, so to capture the customers. Account object, we don't account object will not be supported queues. Why? Because account is already a customer, right? So when we convert a lead into, I'll tell you those things. When we convert a lead into a customer, we will get the account. Okay, account means it's already our customer, right? So that's why you cannot able to find account object in this list. Similarly, contact object, opportunity object. Okay, right. So now, but queues, okay, you can do it for other objects. For example, you can do it for case object. Okay, similarly, you can do it for lead object. Okay, for what are the objects that you want queue, you can enable like this. First, you need to enable, or else queue will not work. Okay, first you need to enable For which objects, these are the available objects. For which objects you need queue, you need to enable it, right? And who are the users that you want it to in queue? You can add it anyone. Either you can add only the users, okay, or you can add public group itself. See, now you can see these public groups everywhere. Wherever the users come, this public group will come. Okay. So like this also we can do it. Okay. So all are same. Okay. Now save it. So the next one is, one second, user 2 is there. No, add it. So why I'm including user 2? Because other users, they won't be having access to lead object, because as they are using Salesforce platform, user 2 is having access to all the objects, as user 2 is the associate system admin, right? So save it. Okay. So now queue is ready and it is supporting two objects for now. If you want to include additional objects, you can search and you can include it. Okay. So now, right. So go to the record. Now, if you search for queues, right? When you try to change this owner, and so suppose say that, okay, I am receiving one call. Okay. I am receiving one call. Over the call, okay, I'm just asking, hello, hi, can I have your name, please? Okay, so they will just say some name, right? Once I get the name, in which company, from which company you're calling from, I'll say some company names, right? Okay, what's your title? And this lead source is phone inquiry. Okay, so they're calling via phone. So open, not contacted. Okay, so this is collection of lead. Okay, so open, not contacted, and I'll just save this record. I came to know this specific lead, okay, this specific uh, lead city. Where is lead city address? I came to know this specific lead city is Bangalore. Okay, so I need to assign this to Bangalore group, Bangalore queue. Sorry, okay, it's not a group, it's a queue, Bangalore queue. So I can change this, okay, and this I can change it here. Okay, I see here I can get Bangalore queue. Okay, and I can select change owner. Okay, so now the owner is changed to Bangalore queue. Okay, so now what will happen if the queue is in Bangalore? Okay, I mean if the owner is changed to Bangalore queue, that means, okay, at present, okay, at present owner of this record is queue. Okay, there is no specific owner. I got a centralized, from the centralized system I got some call. Okay, and I have updated all the details and I saved the record. Okay, so once I save the record and I change the owner to Bangalore queue. Okay, now from any one of the users from Bangalore queue has to take care of this record. There is no owner for this record. Right now, the owner of the record is queue. Okay, so there is no specific person has to work with that record. Okay, so from queue right now I have so many users, right? For example, if I check with the user 2, right? So say that user 2 is one of the person, okay? User 2 is one of the person who will be taking care of Bangalore queue. Okay. So what user 2 will do, first they will log in. User 2 will log in and user 2 will check which are the records that we need to deal by today. Okay. So user 2 will check the leads. Okay. And here when you select this list view, here you can see there is a list view called Bangalore queue, right? So this list view you haven't created it, right? We haven't created any list view. Okay. The moment you create queue, list view will be automatically appear. Okay. List view will be appear automatically. Okay. Based on the supported objects when you're enabling it, right? We have enabled supported objects as leads and cases, right? So since you have uh, selected the supported object as lead, by default this came here. Okay, so this so and so person test user 2, they will log in and they will select for this leads and they will change this list view and they can see one record is waiting. Okay, so no one is handled this record yet, right? And this is our queue only. This is came to our queue. Okay, so from queue, anyone of from queue, okay, has to select this record. Okay, and they has to click on accept. If they click on accept, okay, that means, one second. So that means I'm opening this record. You can see the owner of the record is previously Bangalore queue, right? The moment which user is accepting the record, they will become the owner. Okay, so now this user is responsible to handle this record. Okay, and to move the status from one status to, like, to move the status from one status to another status like this. Okay, and they will work on this lead. Okay, after working with this lead, what they will do, that we will see in the business process operation. Okay, for now, what queue will do. Okay, so queue will hold the record in waiting stage, right? So at present no one will be the owner. This would be in waiting stage. Okay, so some of the users, okay, some of the users from the queue has to accept the record, okay, in order to take the ownership. Okay, so if they accept, then they will become the owner of the record. Okay, that is the concept of queue. Okay, so the difference between public groups and queues are, okay, in queues the records will be in waiting state, someone has to accept. Okay, but in public groups that's not a case, any one of the users can able to use the record. Okay, so this is the difference between both. Okay, and there is no concept of sharing the records to queues. Okay, just queues is only will hold the record, okay, in the queue. Okay, so it will be wait for some users to accept the record to push out from the queue, so the user will become a owner. Okay, so that is the concept of queue. Okay, so that's all for today's session.